My name is McKane. I am a 7th grade English teacher at McKane. So the day that Stephen passed away, we were in the emergency room and Bill was there and Chris Knutson was there and then Preston Pollock, who is the bishop in our church, and we were all standing there, and I thought it was pretty remarkable that Mr. Knutson was there, because for something like that to happen and for him to take the time to really reach out to the family of the people that work with him was kind of a little surreal. And then I just remember getting in the truck with Bill and him looking at me and saying he needed to take care of Steve's football team. And so he dropped me off at home, made sure that the boys were okay, and he headed over to Florence. And after that, I just remember hearing that he had stepped in, which I feel like the boys really needed at that point, all the football players, because when you've got such a focal point of a team like Steve was, to have that taken away, for lack of a better word, I think it sends a lot of people into a spiral, especially youth, because it's such a tricky age. When Stephen passed away, the whole district, especially Dr. Fuller's office, it's funny how it all shook out, because a couple of weeks before Stephen passed, I'd gotten my substitute certificate. It all just kind of fell into place, one thing after another, so that one, I could take care of my kids, because at that point, I mean, to go from being just a cafeteria monitor and a crossing guard to having to be the sole provider for my family, it's a little tricky. And so they were pretty awesome in taking that sub certificate to a whole new level so that I could really take care of our family. Chris Knutson a few weeks ago called me and said, you know, does Stephen have a middle name? And I thought, well, yeah, it's Ray. And he goes, well, how does the Stephen R. McKane practice facility or practice field sound? And I, you know, was like, well, awesome, but what's going on? And so he kind of walked me through it, and he said, you know, we're presenting it to the board, and I was wondering if you would be willing to come and say a few words. And yeah, you know, definitely. I don't know, it's been such a whirlwind year that when, you know, they offered to let us say a few words, I stood up, and just to look in the faces of that school board, who I feel has been behind our family from the very beginning, it was the least I could do to stand up and thank them for what a gift, you know, to name such a remarkable place after Stephen, because his whole goal in coaching was to enrich the lives of the athletes that he came in contact with. And we'd been at high school before, and he's been a college coach, but there's never been a place like Florence